cutesy. That's right, next episode we'll be talking about fairy types. So if you don't miss that episode, and like this video, comments, do you agree with my top 5 lists? Do you disagree? I want to know. Please tell me. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
So that was 7 months ago. I'd actually completely forgotten all about it until someone who, luckily for you, decided to say, "Hey Nick, remember those top 5 Pokemon lists you were doing? Where's the next one?" Oh yeah, I was doing those, wasn't I? So here we go, top 5 fairy Pokemon. I've had to twist the rules a little bit. There aren't enough primarily fairy Pokemon that I like to do a top 5 fairy Pokemon that I like based only on the primarily fairy type Pokemon. So that's not happening. We're going to see some mixed typing here. In fact, number 5 on the list is definitely a cheating thing because there just aren't enough fairy Pokemon that I like to give them our own top 5. Even though there are more fairy type Pokemon than there are ghosts. It's true. Anyway, top 5! Almost every Pokemon that got retyped. Yes, I know this is a cop-out. This is definitely a cop-out, but it's true. I do have an amazing like for every Pokemon that got retyped to Fairy. Mostly because almost every Pokemon that got retyped to Fairy now completely messes up how everyone knew its type system worked. So, like, normal Pokemon like Jigglypuff got retyped to normal Fairy, so you think, I can take that down with a fighting type? Oh no, it's only neutral now. Although, I prefer Granbull and Snubbull, who became just straight Fairy types. I can take that down with a fighting type? No, it completely resists that, and then it turns around and hits you hard. Other Pokemon got retyped to Psychic Fairy, which means that they super resist fighting, and they now are neutral to Dark. And Bug. In fact, Fairy Psychic is a pretty decent defensive typing. So, yes, it is a cop-out for me to say this, but my 5th spot is going to every Pokemon that got retyped that isn't further up the list. So number 4 is Togekiss, and you know what? I have to like Togekiss, I have to, because I'm not a huge fan of Garchomp, and Togekiss completely neutralizes both of Garchomp's stabs. That just makes me happy. Don't ask me why I'm not a fan of Garchomp, because I can't put my finger on it, and I do like Garchomp when he's on my team. I just find the ubiquity of Garchomp to be really annoying. He's everywhere, because he is a good Pokemon, I guess. So Togekiss gets props for that. Also, you have to remember, I started playing with Gold and Silver, and I thought Togepi was adorable. I actually had a Togetic in my first playthrough of Pokemon Silver, so that was a plus to me. Togetic will always have a special place right here. And Togekiss, well, I think its design is kind of a letdown from Togetic. It's not horrible, and he looks kind of happy. He always looks happy. I love Pokemon that look happy, and that's why I like the Fairy type over those other 4 types that I talked about, because a lot of the Pokemon just look happy and adorable. So number 3 is the Pokemon on this list that isn't actually primarily Fairy type, and it's Gardevoir. Again, I liked Gardevoir ever since I played through Ruby and Sapphire. And no, not because she's the goddamn waifu. People who think like that need to be kicked in the scrotum. I just always thought that Gardevoir was a pretty neat Pokemon, and now she's Fairy type, and like I said before, Fairy Psychic is an awesome combination. The Fairy typing completely neutralizes Psychic's weakness to Dark and Bug, leaving Gardevoir weak only to Poison, Ghost, and Steel. Which, you know, Ghost is pretty good for attacking, but Poison and Steel aren't? And there's also the fact that Gardevoir is a pretty decent Pokemon on her own, especially when she Mega Evolves. Like, that thing is tanky! Although, the shiny form for Mega Gardevoir sort of looks like, oh, funerals. I'm sad now. Which is weird, I guess? It makes me feel weird, I don't like it. Moving on. Number 2, the first fairy Pokemon, Sylveon. How can you not talk about Sylveon in a top 5 fairy list? I mean, the amount of controversy that this thing has generated. So let's go back to when X and Y were first announced and they said, look at this crazy thing. It's probably an evolution, but we won't confirm it. Then they said, we're confirming it. It's an evolution. What type is it? Who knows? Like, I thought it was probably going to be Bug. It looked like a bug. Then its name got released, and I thought, it has to do with sylphs and nymphs, and that sounds sort of buggy. I never imagined it was going to be used to reveal, hey, by the way, we're putting fairies into the game. But then it was, and they said, hey, we're putting fairies into the game. Also, Sylveon is one of them. Wow. Sylveon is a Pokemon that completely and utterly shook most Pokemon fans' imaginations. Like, fairy type? What is that going to do? How's it going to work? Like, it's going to be good against dragon. That's one of the first things they said about fairy types, was it was going to be good against dragons. And I saw there was a promotional art of Sylveon attacking a Hydreigon, and I saw that and I thought, it's probably going to be good against dark as well. My friend, Hytheta HCP, he thought, no, it won't be good against dark, it's only showing a Hydreigon because it's a good against dragons. And I thought, but there are so many other dragons that it could be showing. It's definitely going to be good against dark. And it is good against dark. Take that, Hytheta HCP, suck it. There's also the fact that Sylveon is adorable, and I think one of the better passes of Calm Mind in the game. I love passing in singles, and the Calm Mind passing that Sylveon can do, because of its amazing defensive stats, is just fantastic! So let's move on to number 1, because we all know what's coming next. Number 1 is the Florges line. So the Florges is definitely my top fairy type Pokemon. We saw it in the lead up to X and Y through the promotional material. We saw Flabebe and Floette. And I thought, it looks like a fairy should, but I don't know that I'll be that excited for it. And of course, we all thought it was going to be grass because, hey, there's a big flower there. But, you know, then I got X and Y, and that morning I played through and I found a Flabebe. And oh my god, it was so adorable, my heart just melted. I thought, this thing is the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm going to nickname it after my girlfriend. And I did. It was on the red flower, and red is my favourite colour. And Bekabebe just stayed with me the whole game. It became one of the big heavy hitters of my team. And the thing is, it's not that bad out of game either. If you're running a defensive team, Florges makes for an excellent cleric. It has pretty good longevity, it has wish and aromatherapy, meaning it can heal your entire team just cause. And it knows one of my favorite attacks in the game. Like, something that fairy type brought to the table was the attack Moonblast, and I love Moonblast. I love the animation. It throws a goddamn moon at you. And to top it all off, Florges' shiny form wears a purple dress. This doesn't mean much to me, but my girlfriend's favorite color is actually purple. So I had this Pokemon that I associate now with my girlfriend wearing her favorite color. I spent 3 days hatching Flabebe eggs trying to get that purple one. And then the funny thing is, I actually didn't notice it had hatched because on the Flabebe itself, the purple is so tiny that you can't even see it. I only noticed when I was about to release the Pokemon into the wild that I'd hatched a shiny one. So yes, I love Florges. The only problem I have with the Florges line is that its first 2 forms are super adorable, and it sort of loses that upon evolution, though it does become more powerful looking. She is pretty Florges, I must say. Okay, so that's my top 5 fairy Pokemon. I have been doing these lists in ascending order of how much I like the type, and now that we've covered fairy, we've actually covered the 5 Pokemon types that I actually am not a fan of. So now it's going to be really hard for me to pick the next one. I think the next one is going to be Dragon, because though I like Dragon Pokemon, of the other types, Dragon is my least favorite, I guess. Also, I'm not going to say that I'll do it next week, because if I say that, then I'm going to be a gigantic liar if it doesn't come out next week, so it'll be out when it's out. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you agree or disagree with the list, comment section is down there. Please tell me, because I love reading your comments. It makes me happy. It gives me gigantic smiles. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and all that other YouTube stuff. I'm Trainer Nick, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!